Breezy, the low 44. Stray shower to start Friday, otherwise sunshine, high 58. For the Inland Empire this morning, a mostly cloudy sky, clouds and a stray shower today, high 56. Sunshine for Palm Springs, high 66. I'm meteorologist Jim Rinaldi for Smart Talk 1490 KMET.
That's right. It's the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we know that there are a lot of things going on. We got Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning.
So, there are a lot of things in the world. And the question I have is, what's going to happen in the weeks to come? I saw a very interesting thing. It was actually posted. And I'm actually glad. I need to kind of say this really quick. You ever like do something and you go, what if people don't believe?
What do you mean?
Well, like, okay, like I'm not gonna lie. I say some things in the book that we have out, right? But I'm like, what if people don't believe? Like, what if they think it's just fake? What if they think I'm just being kind of extreme? What if, right? And so I went ahead. It's on BarnesandNoble.com. You can check it out. It's right there. Just look up how to start a business in a down economy, which is a really good thing that you want, especially if you want to start a business. If you always had an idea, this is the book for you. Okay. In other words, like, don't delay. Get your business started right away. It's kind of that. And I'm hoping a lot of people, when they get it, they start a business within at least a month or two. That's how quick it can be. So if you ever want to start a business, the book, it's there. But in it, I say some things. I go, I wonder if someone's going to like challenge what I say. What if they don't believe what I say? Sometimes I go, okay, do people always believe what we say here on the show? You know what I mean? And so that's kind of what I have to usually deal with because, in front of the scenes, behind the scenes, whatever, right? But I have to say this. I'm so glad I woke up to this. This was on my feed on social, okay? Jess, here's what was said, okay? Prepare for a long and ugly recession. It says worse damage than the financial crisis in 2008. JP Morgan CEO warns U.S. is headed towards something worse than a recession. For business owners and leaders, these headlines only mean one thing. It's time to deploy tactics and a foolproof plan to ensure the business is invincible and primed for growth no matter what. It's time to attend, and then he promotes his stuff. He says what you get there, how he, helps people with their biz, which is actually what the book does. It helps you with your biz. And then there's if you need like consultation on something, we can help you. That's a Jesse Torres, not this Jesse. This is Jesse Sanchez. Jesse Torres is the other guy that I do a show with called 2 Minute in Your Biz, which actually Entrepreneur, the online portal, they actually took us and they wanted to brand it, but I think they kind of removed it. So it was nice while it lasted. But this one says this, and then he gives a lot of advice. But the person I'm talking about, Anthony Robbins. All right, Anthony Robbins is saying exactly what I'm saying in a way. He's saying it's the worst one. He quotes a lot of people that are in news headlines, but those are people that people go, no, it's not a thing. I go, yes, it is. This is why crime is up. This is why people are like going, why are people raising the rent when I can barely, and then why are businesses folding all over the place? Why are there so many foreclosed places? You probably don't know they're foreclosed, but they are if they have a lot of places all of a sudden for lease. If you ever go down a road and you go, oh, that place is no longer there, that place is no longer there, that place is no longer there, you go, okay, I get it. Now, I will say this. There's one of my favorite places. I'm so glad I found it. It didn't close. It just moved down the street because, honestly, the owner died. So his woman said, you know what, I'm going to keep it alive. We're going to move down the street. Now, she moved in an area I don't like. And I don't think she's going to make a lot of money there, but she made it really nice and cute. She needs marketing, but she doesn't have enough money for marketing because, she was depending on word of mouth. So in a way, she put like a little thing on, the business, like we moved here, but a lot of people, I don't think really kind of do that because they're used to it where it's at. But it's really just down the street, right? Maybe like a mile and a half. But I will say this. There are businesses that need help right now, and if you need help, there's the book, okay? For $19.95, it's very simple, BarnesandNoble.com. That's where you get it. Both Jesse and I, work very hard to get this out, and there may be a version of it coming out soon, which has more info, But right now, this is the first edition. All right, so there it is. All right, people. Let's see. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna actually, Jesse, I think you got something you're working on over there.
Yes, yes. I saw a story about Elon Musk. Yes, the crazy guy. Um, I don't know if you've ever seen an episode of what was it? The Simpsons, where Homer works for some guy named Scorpio.
No.
He's like this rich guy, and he's kind of like slowly trying to take over the world. That's kind of like what I'm seeing Elon Musk become.
I can see
But
that.
wow, okay, that was quick. No. He was. Remember how he was talking about the Neuralink implant that he wanted to get up and running?
Yep.
Yeah, like I I think I see good things, but then I also see bad things.
Okay, what do you see that's good? Let's go with that.
Okay, well, first off, what if it can help a disabled person walk again or
It
speak
doesn't.
again?
It doesn't.
I know, but I'm just saying.
If anything, you know what it does? That's stem cell. Christopher Reeve was actually ahead of that. Stem cell, but they kind of sold it in a way like it didn't make sense to a lot of people. But stem cell is something that your body produces, especially at birth. Stem cell is what happens in, honestly, if you look at the, what's that stuff that they always cut off, right? The umbilical cord, right? We had somebody on here talked about something stuck in her body. Remember that? And she talked about stem cell. She's not wrong. She's actually right. Stem cell technology, you don't have to get rid of a baby to get stem cell. You just save the umbilical cord and then you harvest the stem cells. That is the part of the woman that grows the body. So if you could grow the body, right, in a woman, then the woman has the way to basically produce things that can replicate in a way, like bone tissue and muscle tissue and all that. If you do research on that, you'll understand, okay, we're ahead of that. But Neuralink is something that hooks up to the brain, which I'm against. But go ahead and go with why you're for it.
I don't know. I'm trying to look for the pluses for it, but it's around 6 months away from first human trial, so we're getting closer.
Would you want to be the first one?
No, I don't want to be the first to anything.
Okay, good. Smart, man.
No.
Smart.
I said that for it. I will never be the first to anything. No, I will push someone first.
Okay, you push them into it or you push them away from it? Which is it?
I don't know. Here, go.
You're like, you don't want to be the experiment monkey. Got it. Okay. Yeah, don't be the first one, okay? Because here's the thing with those, all right? They're going to seem cool in probably anywhere from 30 to 40 years, okay? I have a story about it. Kind of like iRobot. But here's the thing. How do I say it? Okay, go back to the pluses again.
Well, just think about what it could do for the just I don't know. But no, because this article was telling how it could do various things for people who are disabled.
They always say that.
I know, right? That's just how they get you.
They do.
Yeah, that's how they get me. They're like, oh, we're gonna do something good. Nope.
Well, hear how it is for the disabled, okay? I'll say this, but they're promoting it wrong. I'll give you an example. Smart man in a wheelchair, Hawking, okay? Stephen Hawking, in a way, helps science go next level. They're able to map, if they put this device on your head, they're able to map certain things that you say and certain things that you do, and you can move a cursor on a monitor. I've been hooked up to something like that, okay? But you have to train the mind, and then you have to train the computer basically to say, oh, okay, that means that, right? Which is electrical activity in the brain that your body produces. We're electrical beings, period, okay? Now, back to Neuralink. Neuralink can help a person disabled, but not walk again. But in essence, if you have a Neuralink hooked up to your brain, you can, in essence, speak through a computer, okay? Now, hold on to that. That's good for someone who has a speech delay or they had a stroke. You can actually get what they need out of it as long as the brain is still working, because the brain does work. It's just for some reason the speech in your mouth doesn't work with what you want to say, okay? So back to disability. It can help that. But walk again, that doesn't produce that. What does help you walk again are machinery that actually like you strap into, and then it helps you move. But you got to have something to direct it. That would be a neural link to the device.
So what if they had like a device implanted into the brain, and then they have a device connected to the spinal cord, which would, boom, boom.
It doesn't work that way.
I know. I'm talking science fiction.
No. You're talking science, not fiction. Here's why. If you come, like, okay, there's a reason I say no. Okay, I can tell you 3 reasons right now why you don't want Neuralink. 1, it goes bad. 2, if you can, in a way, it's not really the right way to say it. Did you ever see John and Mnemonic?
Enough said. I don't even want to hear more.
Okay, but in a way, a lot of people haven't seen Johnny Mnemonic. It stars Keanu Reeves. I saw it recently. I had never seen it. I go, okay, that makes sense. Johnny Mnemonic, for those that have seen it before, and why do you say forget it? I don't even want it anymore. Why do you say that?
Wasn't that the one where he had like something embedded in his brain and then people were trying to get it out?
Yeah, but he lost his memory.
Yeah, that's the downside of that, right?
And then he wanted to get it back. But then he was fed images that wasn't what he knew, so he couldn't tell the difference between reality and other. Okay, now that was done at a time where, they could redo that again, actually, make it look really cool. But in a way, that's what gets you into the Matrix. Because at some point, if you look at the way, it's a little big for some of the people, that are, some people are like, this is so boring, I do not get this. But let me help you out. Okay, if you ever, those that play games know that within 30 to 40 years, it went from to like hyper realistic. That's where we're at. Some of the new gameplay is so realistic. You're like, wow. Now, in a way, people want to live in that. And I'll say this, headset, okay? Meta, which had bought Oculus, which is basically Facebook, right? They bought Oculus at a time that they go, okay, we're going to do this. Eventually, everyone's going to go Ready Player One, which is true. Ready Player One is where we're going, okay? The kids know that, all right? I talked to a kid. He was only 8 recently. And I said, do you know what a headset is? I showed him my headset. I said, look, this is the one that I have. He goes, oh, yeah, that's VR. I go, yeah, okay, you got it. And if you haven't seen Ready Player One, that's with Steven Spielberg. It's really good, but he got with a lot of thought leaders and said, where are we going eventually? That's why he brought all the properties together. There were so many, like Iron Giant. There was a Back to the Future car. There was Jurassic Park in there. There were so many, like, fan favorites, right? And then you, like, saw some other things. You're like, okay, that's cool. If you look at, like, very carefully, you saw certain characters, you're like, okay, they can bring a universe to you, and you could create an avatar. They're already creating avatars of people, but who owns the rights to it? I say never sell the rights of your body, because if you die, they can reanimate that version of you. Does that make sense?
Okay, it makes sense.
So back to Neuralink. Neuralink is a very interesting thing, and a lot of people are going to put a lot of money into this, because in a way, it says, okay, what if your body becomes like old? Are you able to live in virtual eventually? And in a way, can you upload your consciousness, and in a way you can, but it's not right yet, to a world and live there and then escape death? You get it?
See, my thing would be like, if in the future, like, we have the Neuralink in there, when you pass away, will you just be uploaded into another body?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, now there's a movie on that Keanu Reeves is in. He's in all those movies, okay? Go watch it. It's on Netflix. Very interesting. But the point is this. It actually makes a copy of you. It doesn't do you, if that makes any sense. Some people think, no, I can live there. Now, you can live there if you're alive. But if you die, the copy continues living. Does that make sense?
No. It does, because there was a show I watched. It was called Invincible.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the characters in there, he clones himself. So one of the things is he doesn't know which one is the clone and which one is the real one.
Okay.
So it's to prevent them from like either killing each other and doing other things like that.
Okay.
So yeah, it's this way. Like, have you ever seen the movie The Prestige?
Yes. That's the name of the movie. I was trying to get it out the other day. I'm like, What's that movie called? But go ahead. Go with what you're saying with that.
Yeah, with the Prestige, because this is like there was a machine by Nikola Tesla where in the movie he builds it, and they're not sure if it's a cloning machine or a teleporting machine which leaves your body.
Uh-huh.
But either way, it makes two of you.
Uh-huh.
The problem is you don't know which one is the clone and which one's real.
Uh-huh.
So that's the main problem.
And then what happens when they sleep with your woman, right? And you're like, dude, seriously, right? That's called multiplicity. Anyway, look, here's the thing, bringing it home, okay? Because this discussion could be very long, and I would love to have Elon on this show to talk about the do's and don'ts. But here's the thing. The reason I say don't, and there's going to be a lot of ways they're going to spin it, that, ooh, everybody's going to want it. In a way, I say Sword Art Online, and then you understand. It could be hackable. Your brain can be hacked. If you can, in a way, Neuralink to a device and get information from it or to it, then you can be hacked with images while you sleep or while you're awake. I do not want anything that I am unconscious about and it's feeding me whatever it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Makes perfect sense.
I'll give you an example. The other day, I had something running in the background. Okay? It was a magic like YouTube video. I just had it running because I forgot to turn it off. In a way that made it into my dream. I was playing Magic in the Dream, the card game. I'll show you guys. Here it is. Here's a card, okay? There's a series. It's on YouTube. They're really cool. Love them. Shout out to them. They're really good. But the point is this. The dream, in a way, took off from the subliminal thing that my ears were hearing, even though in the dream I wasn't really hearing. Does that make sense? But your body doesn't turn off. So you could feed it things. You can whisper things. And in a way, sometimes that gets into the dream, which is cool when you want a dream. But the question is, the next day, do you all of a sudden want to play Magic just because you heard it, because you dreamt it? Or what if you had a bad dream, and now you're like, forget it, I don't want to do that anymore, right? Sometimes dreams have a way of making you happy, upset, or mad, or angry in a way, and then you have to like shrug it off. You go, okay, back to reality. And sometimes dreams are so realistic. When you come back, you're like, I want to go back, but you realize you can't because now it changes, right? But in a way, Neuralink, in a way, will be like, while you're asleep, we could do this and that. Eventually, within about 30 years, they'll be that advanced. But I say this, don't get it, okay? If you're going to get anything, get something like VR headset or VR device that in a way taps you in that way. Now, Jesse, I can guarantee today you're going to say no, but eventually you're going to say, no, I want to do it. And you're probably going to do it without me knowing. But what I say is this, because you're that guy, man. He knows himself. He's like, I know someone.
No. I'll never get it. One, because
I have a recording of this. I guarantee you're going to change that. I guarantee. And here's how it changes. Can I help you? I'm going to tell you ahead of time, all right? This is how they change it for you. You go, do you like to play video game, Jess?
I do. Are you trying to tell me they're going to change up my habits? I hope not.
There will be an advertisement that says this. Hook up, link up. You could be in VR. Why experience it with a headset when you could be part of the action? And then boom, 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 boom. All your favorite games. Also, you're like, oh, yes. And you're the first person in line because you have money. You're like, I don't know, whatever. You have a lot of money. You start a business. You start a story, campaign, whatever. You do so many things. And then you go, why did I do that 3 years later? Because your mind got hacked and they clone you and then they duplicate you again and again in the virtual world in another server over there. And in a way, that one goes, dude, you're me. And you go, no, man, I'm human. He goes, what's human? And then you go at it in the VR world. But then you go, I could turn you off. He goes, don't turn me off. And then he turns your lights off and then he turns everything off. And then you go, bye-bye. Because then he kills you through the robot that you have that helps you out, which is where we're going, basically. Does that make sense?
It does in a crazy way.
So there you go. That means he doesn't believe it, but I guarantee what happens in 34 years, I'm going to say, look at that video. That was you. I told you. All right, people, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more right after this. Stay tuned.
Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions is now Beaumont Pharmacy with a new location at the Sundance Corporate Center. That's at the corner of Highland Springs and 8th in Suite 110. Of course, they still have Pack Your Meds. No more counting out the pills, dropping them on the floor. Oh, what a mess. And they have a full selection of pharmaceutical CBD. Wheelchairs, over-the-counter meds, you name it, they've got it. So if you're looking for the best and you want the best pharmacy, you go to Beaumont Pharmacy at their new location, 835 North Highland Springs, Beaumont Avenue in Beaumont, California, Suite 110. Give them a call, 951-845-8252.
New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlendsons.com.
Here's to your health with Joshua Lane. Ideas you can use to be healthy and stay healthy. The current thinking about beauty, fitness, and longevity. Every Tuesday and Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Wellness talk you can use. Here's to your health with Joshua Lane on KMET, naturally.
The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning is distinctively suited for your travel time out of the car. Off the road, you'll find a courteous, welcoming staff in spacious rooms with desks, flat-screen HD TVs, and comfortable furnishings. Enjoy the complimentary breakfast buffet, high-speed internet, and fitness center and pool. The Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Banning, conveniently located off the I-10 near golf, gaming, and entertainment. For reservations and information, call 951-572-5500. That's 951-572-5500, or go online at hiebanning.com.
Everybody loves to hear what Grandpa has to say because Grandpa speaks with wisdom. Here on KMET, Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Be sure to listen.
Don't let insurance companies make decisions for you. Go to Pass Auto Center in Banning, your one-stop repair facility with full collision repair, auto maintenance, service, and an authorized smog center. You'll also find a full-service used car lot to fit every budget with the right vehicle for you. Trade-ins are accepted and they pay cash for your car. Pass Auto Center at 2609 West Ramsey in Banning, just off the I-10 freeway between Sunset and 22nd. Call 951-849-7878.
That's right. It's Morning Show here on ABC News Radio, KMET, 1490 AM. Jess, what's going on?
Okay, so let's push Neuralink out of the way. I think you'll like this story.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Okay, so according to CBS News, the city's Board of Supervisors approved on an ordinance Tuesday in San Francisco, not here, that allows law enforcement to deploy potentially lethal robots in cases of emergency. Following a tense 2-hour debate, officials voted 8-3 in favor of the ordinance. So they're allowing killer robots now?
Yes, I told you we're already there. I told you this. I told you this. I told you this. I said, look, and I said this conversation to someone, and we were over because the auto show, right? There's a lot of investment in robot, and Honda bought U.S. Robotics. I told you that, right? It was a discussion that I had, and I said, and we were with designers and people that kind of design the future. They're designers of vehicles, right? There were a couple being awarded. Big shout out to, it was Hyundai that were doing some pretty cool stuff. Also Genesis, big shout out to Genesis, and Kia. We love Kia. But the reality is, sometimes you hear things and you go, I wonder. And then you read the article, you go, yep, there it is. Those robots that I always have a discussion on are the ones that you just hook up a missile to, which they have already in China, and then it goes for you. Drone is something that they've been saying in the news lately. They had a Pentagon briefing, which happens every week, and in the briefing they said, yeah, drone this, drone that. And I said, drone, do you understand what drone is? Drone is a unmanned vehicle that can fly no matter what, but it can also drop a bomb no matter what. You just have to be behind a little like you know how just sometimes you go, oh, they're not gonna set me in the Navy or the Army. They would, because you'd be like, dude, I'm really good with my hand. I can maneuver a drone for you, you know, but now you're in like maybe the sea in the submarine, that which you hate because you're claustrophobic, but in a way, like you could be that guy. You'd be like, no, I'll do the CIA program. I could do that because that you would be like, okay, I'm gonna be at Langley. You're not gonna be at Langley because you're a grunt. Okay, they got to keep you quiet. They got to have you sign a non-disclosure. They got to have you sign, you know, you basically have a lot of information. They don't want you, you know what I mean? But the question is this: who would you be killing? At some point, you would have a conscience other than the paycheck that you're getting, and you would say, okay, wait a minute, that's not right. And then you go rogue, and you say, dude, I need help. And I go, dude, I can't help you. And then what?
Right? Like, in what world would killer robots be necessary, especially in San Francisco? Who are you going to use it against?
The people with sledgehammers, man.
So, homeless people and people of color. Gotcha.
They're basically upset, okay? They're upset. They're like, we need more help because honestly, here's what they're going to say. All right? I almost guarantee it. This is where robots go, robot. But the problem with robot is it's hackable. I guarantee, Jess, if you knew some guy that could hack, you'd be like, let's do it. But I say don't because you'll be in jail, okay? But here's what's going to happen. People are going to hack the robot. It's always hackable. If you can have a robot on a device and you could do it Wi-Fi, or they'll probably do some other thing because it'll be hackable, but I guarantee they're going to do Wi-Fi. Somebody's going to hack it. They're going to make it go left when it wants to go right. They're going to start with bomb, okay? They've already done that. They have machines that, in a way, you go doo-doo-doo, like remote control and disarm a bomb. But they can go next level with the machinery that they're doing. Now, Honda is going to be among many, because they have that little robot thing that looks cute. Yeah. Not cute when they have a missile attached to it. So we're already there. We're at the beginning stages, Jess, of robot wars. Okay, I had someone say this. He was upset about what I was saying, but in the end, he agreed about this. We are creating things that can destroy us. Okay, if a robot, and people say, no, that's impossible. I control the robot. Not if it gets in the wrong hands. Then you ask, who's the wrong hands? I'll tell you this. You know how many Americans want to storm the Capitol with a robot and then, you know what I mean? They did that. There are humans here in the U.S. that are not right in the head, right? There are people that get locked up for things. So all you need is a kid who's upset. He doesn't shoot everyone. He has a robot shoot everyone because he can. Do you understand where we're going, Jess?
Unfortunately, I do. It's just like, it's so easy to create things to end life, but to save them, it takes a little bit of effort.
Well, that's the thing. Then you're going to have people that say, okay, this doesn't work for us. So we're going to do the Neuralink, and we're going to have a man or a woman hook up, and then they're going to fight because we know we can depend on them. That's where you get RoboCop. You get it, Jess? We're going down the same path as it's already been told. That's why I say science fiction, in a way, tells about the future a little, not a lot. I'll give you an example. Whoever thought Space Force was a thing? Do you know Space Force is a thing?
I do. Honestly, at first I thought it was a joke. Like, really?
No. In fact, they just announced, and and I remember seeing this. Okay, and if you have a question, it's called spaceforce.mil. Do you know what the MIL is?
Missing in language.
I wish. Military. It's the military branch of the government of the U.S., Jess. You okay?
Gotcha. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I have an enemy spider. I just realized where he is right now. So,
okay,
yeah.
like, wait, what are you looking up? Like, it was very appropriate because I'm like, yeah, don't look up, but you're looking up. Look, here's the thing. The military is now a new branch, okay? They have Navy, they have air, they have land, they have space. When they have space, what happens eventually, Jess?
I'm waiting for when we actually have spaceships. Oh my god. If they announce aliens within the next couple of years, I'm just gonna be like, I give up.
Jess, what do you think is happening out there?
I know they're getting us ready. I know.
So
they're slowly getting us ready.
You got it, man. So there's the problem. Okay, go look it up. I'm not lying on this. All right, Space Force is a thing. It happened during the Trump administration. They released it. You're like, okay, that kind of looks, and they revamped it, by the way. I'm glad they did. But it looks, honestly, and this is where people go, wait a minute, hold up. If you look at the insignia, Jess, I don't know if I could take a picture of this. The insignia of Space Force, okay? Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. Because this is going to, like, back to things that people go, wait a minute. What? In a way, it looks very something that is what was called space, or I'm sorry, not space fiction. Although that's a fun thing. It's called science fiction, Jess. Did you see it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. God, did someone borrow their logo from Star Trek?
We're redoing what has, or as some would say, no, they saw the future. They just didn't know how to say it. All right, there's the insignia. It looks like the insignia. Sorry, I got Applebee's at the top. I need to, sorry, guys, I'm behind it. Sorry, people. Sorry, that's not what I'm trying to sell. All right, so do you get what I'm saying about this? Let me show it full. There you go. Do you see that, Jess? On your camera screen? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, I see the Star Trek looking logo.
Now, obviously, thank you for saying that. It's a Star Trek looking logo. But this is not fake. This is real. This is now the United States Space Force. Now, people go, what are they going to do in space? What do you think they're going to do? This is why I say Elon is ahead, man. He has rocket that can go and come back and refuel. They don't have to take time to create a rocket. Now, if you go in space, what can you do at the Earth or other?
Good question. I do not know.
Think Terminator, man.
Wow. Okay.
Back to Neuralink. They already have it. They're going to give Facebook for free because he has access to satellite to give certain communities access to the internet for free, meaning wireless technology, tap in, okay? Now, back to hack. All you need to do is hack that, then you have a problem. This is why the Space Force will basically work really close together with the CIA. But what happens when you get a guy who wants to take advantage of it all? Look, like, let's say this, Jess. Let's say, you're very loyal, all right? But let's say you got a woman, she's really hot, and the guy works for the military. Could he spy on you and her eventually?
I will assume everyone from the military is spying on me.
All right, there you go. But he could do so from space because he has access to the program that can see above you and then... All right, there's Jess. He's leaving for work. Good, done. And then he sends a drone, logs in. Yep, missile, bye-bye. It's that simple, Jess. Now, people go, no, you're blowing it out of proportion. But I say this, did you know Space Force is a thing? I guarantee you didn't. I guarantee you had no idea because you thought, oh, that looks kind of fake-ish. It's not. Okay, there was a report done recent. And I said, people, you have no idea what's happening and what's coming. Space is, in a way, the new frontier. Okay, so they're already basically recruiting for the U.S. Space Force. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
I'll give you an example. Here it is. September 30th, 2022, okay? This person from the Navy, I think, maybe Air Force, I'm not really sure. Or maybe he did both, I don't really know, was confirmed as the next science officer, CSO. I really don't know what CSO stands for. I'm just putting it as science. Let's see. This is news I haven't looked up. It says the Senate confirmed Lieutenant General B. Chance Saltzman as the U.S. Space Force's next chief of space. Sorry, not science. Operations September 29th, positioning him to lead the nation's newest military service at a crucial moment in its young and still evolving life. So in essence, he's going to know a lot of things we don't know, okay? And that's the problem. People are going to be like, are you kidding me? There are a lot of people that are going front row and center with government that have a lot of information, have access to a lot, and people think, but you're like monitoring the space. No, they're not monitoring the space, man. They're monitoring other country. When you have the ability to be in space, and don't think they're not, okay? Russia's in space, everybody's in space. All you have to do is send a link to a satellite which takes image of a certain thing. It could be a science thing, but if it's under your jurisdiction of government, then you can say, hold up, let me log in, all right? You punch that in, you go, okay, that's what, Russia's doing. Okay, well, Russia's an enemy right now. Okay, got it. That's how they get their intelligence, Jess. We all know that. It's pretty obvious. The question is what happens when Russia does that to the U.S. and they want to bomb, Jess?
Yeah, that's not going to be a good thing. I can already assume that.
So, what happens next is this. There are things that happen along the way. We're already there. Okay, science in a way. You know how they always said back when we were kids, like 2000 or 2001 Space Odyssey? We're delayed on that. We are, okay? But in a way, Musk is at the head of it. That's why he's laughing all the way. Because in a way, people are like, man, how could he invest that much? And I quote him in my second book, by the way, because I think he paid way too much. I think 55 million versus a billion would have been appropriate. But, you know, whatever. That's why he's like, I need my money back. But in a way, he already makes his money if he invests certain things into it. But I talk about that in the book. It's the second one. It's coming out. But the point is this. What you need... Now, do you kind of get it, Jess? Where we're going with robotics, with space, with everything? We're kind of like the little guy going... Is this happening around us? I'm pretty sure they're going to be all right. The answer is they're going to recruit. Would you be there to sign up, Jess?
No, unfortunately not. Unless they give me like some type of spaceship or mech or droid, I don't know. Probably not.
See what I said about drone? Now you want a droid. See? I told you.
See, that you have to put it in my head now. Yeah,
you're that guy, man. Okay, so my point is this, all right? Because it's interesting because it's like a video game. Okay, they've already primed people. I remember stumbling on this with a person because he said, yeah, Army pays a lot of ads on us. I said, yeah, I know why. And it was a teen magazine, okay? This teen magazine, the Army was like, they found the magazine. They said, we will invest. He said, okay. So you had a 2-page spread in it, U.S. Army, right? I said, yeah, I know why. And then I said something. It was interesting. He goes, yeah, that makes sense. I said, look, video game already gets you there. It's very easy. Video game, in a way, like Battlefield. Anyone that's played Battlefield, right, is in a way the first to say, I accept. The moment they say, we're recruiting robotics. When someone understands that, they go, I'm really good with my hands. I know, like, you know, then they test you on a game and they see you lose. They go, okay, not the guy. You go, shoot. So you get better the next year. You get better the next year, and then you finally pass because it's like $80,000, maybe $60,000 to $80,000 a year, and you're thinking, oh my God, I need money, I can do this, this is great, it's fun, it's robotics, awesome, but you don't realize you're bombing other people. So there's grandma, there's grandkid, there's people that you don't see because you're in the air. But when it goes next level, back to your San Francisco article, Jess, that is a thing eventually with local. That's what they're doing, Jess. So they're going to recruit people that are young, that understand. Old people don't get that, okay? You give them like a keypad and a mouse, they have a problem, right? You give them a gaming thing, which is where they usually go with gloves eventually, and they kind of like walk in a way, right, as the person, and then they pick up things, they hold things, whatever. Eventually, they're going to give them a gun. They shouldn't. They shouldn't, because they're going to have a lot of problems, because they get hacked, and then they get, you know, because there are people that don't want that out there because that creates problems eventually. But then you have underground mentality of like people that kind of go underground because now cops are looking for them going, don't do that. Back to Minority Report. Minority Report has a lot of stuff that they always said would happen, but some say, no, that's fiction. That doesn't happen. But we're here, okay? So let me go back to what I want to say about something, then I'll come back. Space Force is not, even though it sounds like that's not a thing, what happens when you put a bomb or a missile in a device, you put it up into space, and then you send it out to hit like North Korea? What happens then, Jess?
I don't know. What do you mean? Just
War in space. That's where you get space wars, okay? So the problem is, that's why China has invested to get to the moon. That's why Russia has invested. That's why a lot of people have invested to get to space, okay? So there's going to be this huge influx. All of a sudden, people say, oh, we don't have money, we don't have money, we don't have money. Oh, well, they have money. What they do is they go, oh, it's to keep us safe from each other. That's what they start with. So people go, okay, I get that. But the question is this. What happens when someone hacks the missile system, puts a ransom with it, and says, I'm going to bomb this place if? Well, all of a sudden, it goes next level, Jess. You get it?
Yep. It's never a good thing, right?
Back to Neuralink. You have a link in your head. They think you did something. You didn't. But now a person who wants revenge, back to the guy's wife that you slept with, she, in a way, told him kind of who you are, because he's like, I know who you did with. And she goes, yeah, it's this guy. His name's Jesse. He does this. He does that. He does this. He goes, okay. He connects to the Neuralink of you because it has a number. He logs into that because he has all access, back to Homeland Security. gives all access. Is why people were upset at the beginning. Now they're like, whatever. Now he can, in a way, put certain images in your head and make you, every single time you go to sleep, afraid. You're like, ah, right? Because he's freaking you out on purpose. But now he goes next level because he wants to do you in because you have a lot of money, right? Probably why you don't want money. But here's the thing. Then he makes you framed because he is able to replicate your virtual avatar, look like you're doing something. He murders his wife, but he superposes that on the image. He sends it to the police and says, that's the guy who killed her. But it was him because he overlays that because that's where animation is getting. It's getting so realistic, you could put a face on a face of a person, say they did it. So you have to have the science or someone that says, no, I know like digital photography. It doesn't, like, no, that it's a little blurry right there. He may have been a little sloppy. They have to zoom it in, but then it gets a little pixelated, whatever. But the point is this, Jess, he has access to all that because it's all in space. All those satellites, all those things are hackable, even right now. There's movies on the subject. So the question is this, Jess, what happens if somebody hacks a missile device that's already up there in space? Or what if it malfunctions and it comes crashing to Earth? What if the only way to get rid of it is to blow it up? But then you have shrapnel. In essence, that's where the movie Gravity comes in. We have Sandra Bullock, but they don't tell you that part. But that's why there's all of a sudden stuff coming at them. Something exploded, right? So there you go. You get it, Jess? That's how it connects.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. We went from San Francisco killer robots to Space Force.
It said that you said killer robots because that's what they do, man. But they're going to say, no. They're not killer robots. They're here to save you. No, man. They're going to kill you. Guaranteed. So there you go. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after this. Stay tuned. Yikes.
Football season is back, and every Monday night, the Two Coot Lounge at the Yamava Resort and Casino in San Manuel is where you need to be. Come cheer on your favorite team and become a Club Serrano member for your chance to win incredible prizes, enjoy food and drink specials, and be entertained by the 66ers dance team. It's the Monday Night Pigskin Party at the Two Coot Lounge at the brand new Yamava Resort and Casino in San Manuel in Highland, California. Rep your team, and we'll see you there this Monday.
For all you truck and RV enthusiasts, Truckworks right here in Banning is your one-stop shop for the best diesel performance and overall truck and RV needs. Whether you're towing, racing, off-road, or just cruising around town, Truckworks specializes in truck and RV service, maintenance, repair, and performance upgrades for every light and medium-duty truck manufacturer. Bring it down to Terry and the guys at Truckworks. Call 951-922-4776 or visit their website at mydieseldown.com today.
The Fat Greek in Yucaipa, where you can get authentic, delicious, true Greek food. Authentic gyros, Greek salads, pitas, falafel, hamburgers, burritos, and oh yes, baklava. The Fat Greek has a large selection of wines, ice-cold domestic, and imported Greek beers. Come on down to the Fat Greek located on Yucaipa Boulevard in the city of Yucaipa. Open 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. The Fat Greek has delivery, drive-through, sit-down, and a catering service. So bring in a family or give Nicholas and Christopher a call at 909-797-6018. Eat Greek, live long. Remember, if you want authentic Greek food, it's the Fat Greek in Yucaipa.
Mattress Brothers Overstock Mattress Sale. Just $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. $3.99. Check out Mattress Brothers $3.99 Overstock Sale. Mattress Brothers at 120 West Redlands Boulevard in Redlands. The $3.99 Overstock Sale is on now. $3.99 for a foam encased queen pillow top set. Mattress Brothers also has locations in Hemet, Riverside, and Palm Desert. The $3.99 queen pillow top sale on now. KMET AM 1490 presents Cal State San Bernardino basketball. This Thursday night, December 1st at 7:30, the Coyotes meet San Francisco State in a CCAA conference game. Live from Main Gymnasium in San Francisco. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join me as the Coyotes meet the Gators. Cal State San Bernardino basketball broadcasts are brought to you by Dignity Health, Hatfield Buick GMC, Raising Cane's, Penny Law, and the Hyatt Place Hotel, Ontario Mills. That's Cal State San Bernardino basketball action live from San Francisco this Thursday night at 7:30 on your exclusive radio home for Coyote basketball, KMET AM 1490.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. I was scouring the news headlines, just not gonna lie. I'm a little like, huh, what? This is the headline. Okay, I'm gonna say this. It says phone sex operator, morgue beautician, lion tamer, and 12 other surprising celebrities that had these jobs before they found fame. You're like, wait, which one was a sex operator with phone? Right? What? They have to pay the bill, man.
I have no comment on that, but continue.
Anyway, that's the stuff we see. That's all. You know, it's there. All right, you can see it. Whatever. I'm not gonna go into it. You know. Big shout out to those tuning in. Renee, thank you. Viviana, thank you. Mark, thank you. It says Space Force. Yep, there you go. All right, Jess. I know you're working on a story. What's going on over there?
Okay, so I have a few stories. I'm going to stay away from the space story that I have right now because it's going to take you into a crazy, crazy world.
Okay.
So let's go. You know what? There was something where you said what was it? I'm most likely to like do something crazy or weird.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you're right because like I see a headline and I'm just like the first thing that goes to my head is where's the marshmallows? So apparently, the volcano's erupting in Mauna Loa.
Yeah. You said, where's the marshmallows? Is that what you said?
Yes, because apparently it's less than 4 miles away from the big highway. That's how dumb I am. I swear to God, I'm dumb. I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Can I do that?
Don't listen to your thoughts, man. Don't listen to what you're thinking. Just don't listen. Say no. Okay, look, here's the thing. You got a fun bone in you, obviously. And I think that's the thing. But yes, there's a couple volcanoes. We haven't talked about them. Which ones are they, Jess?
For right now, this one that I'm talking about is in Mauna Loa. But I also heard there's one in. I told you yesterday, right?
You did.
I can't remember what country it was. But it seems like the Ring of Fire is very active this year. I don't know about you, but
yeah.
I'm waiting for big.
Well, there's another eruption. It happened in another place. I said this is gonna be a problem. I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie, because there's so many that are like coming up. Like, okay, the one most likely. Oh, I think it was like, no, I can't say it because I don't want to like get people like. We have to do research on that. But there it is. Yeah, it was Salvador. Okay, in El Salvador, and I cannot say this. Chaparastic volcano erupted. So a lot of people are on alert. Actually, I'm going to go to this because I told you it was going to be a thing, and it's a thing. It began exploding, good word, at a low intensity Sunday. So they are putting the locals on alert. This was actually prepared about yesterday. Okay. Oh, that's right. It's the beginning of the month. Yay, December! Finally. If you got paid, invest. That's all I can say because the future is ugh. All right. Yeah. So basically, the people that do what they do, they're getting people like aware of it, but they really should just evacuate. It says authorities are preparing shelters that can accommodate more than 10,000 people. They're installing command posts. Oh, good. They're ahead of it. Good job, Hawaii. Get in line. Seriously, you need to do this. They're going to provide the most current information on the activity there. They're expecting it to be big. Okay. Let's put it this way. We're at a time for volcanologists, I've said this before, where the science is honestly like, wow. They're doing so much research on how much seismic activity happens before eruption, how much things happen before eruption. They're going to understand things about earthquake here that we don't even understand, okay? They just need to share the information, okay? Because it's happening everywhere. Volcanologists go where it happens, okay? But they have sensors there, but their sensors sometimes, a little wrong, whatever. They need to go deep in the earth, at least a good 30 to 40 feet, all right? Someone say more than that, but I say 30 to 40 feet, go in, not on the surface ground. When you go to the surface ground, you get a late version. When you go deep in, 30, 40 feet, which isn't that deep when you think about it, you actually get more information ahead of time, and it's more broader. You get the waves, okay? get the waves versus the actual shake. That's what all these meters get. They get the shake. They don't get the waves. The waves, if you get with like, there's certain people that know the waves. They send a certain wave out before the actual movement. Does that make sense?
Yes, it
Because
does.
it's deep underground. The movement happens deep underground, but it sends a wave, like a shock wave, in essence. But it's not called a shock wave. But in essence, it sends out a wave, and then about a minute or so later, it hits, right? So you can actually give a warning system based on that wave. So go down 30 feet, 40 feet max. All right, go ahead, Jess.
No. So there's a website called Volcanoes from the Smithsonian Institute where they like show the volcanoes that are actually erupting. There's like 47 volcanoes that erupted within the past few years and still erupting. It has not stopped. Like they're always constantly active.
And they're big. Remember Tonga?
Yes, I remember Tonga. Yeah.
Yeah, that was huge. That was one of the ones I go, how did you know it was happening? I have a theory on that. I think it was a bomb, to be honest, that they were testing in that area. But whatever. But here's the thing. When it comes to, let's put it this way. When it comes, a lot of people aren't ready for this. I said this in the early part of the year. I said, we have had more volcanoes than we ever had. This creates a problem on there's a layer. It's not the ozone, it's beneath the ozone. But that layer has a bunch of the stuff that gets exploded into the air. That creates a effect on the Earth where in some areas it cools down a lot. I would say watch the day after tomorrow. You'll understand the science of that. When that happens, other things happen. But in a way, people go, no, it's hot. I go, well, in certain areas, it's extreme. So there's an imbalance. Then usually there's a correction. Then there's balance. But the question is, how do we get balance first? And we don't need the correction. Is there a way? There is a way. I say hydro, but people are not, listening. I don't know why. Anyway, there it is. Jess, I know you want to say more. We're already out of time. We really got to get that 2 minutes back. Why do we do that 2 minutes? Do you know still?
I do not know.
I need to talk to Bill. He's our manager over there. I would say I need the 2 minutes back because I don't think like we need the time because we always get right at it and then we have to go. So that's why we cut out at 8:57 versus the actual 9 o'clock mark. But whatever, or 8:59 mark, whatever. Anyway, we're out of time. Make it a great day. Whatever you do, remember life is worth living. Live it well. Bye, everyone. All right, for those of you tuning in, I want to say thank you. We always appreciate you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, people that listen. Thank you, those that watch on LinkedIn, Twitter, and other programs that we stream to. I just want to say this, okay? There's a lot of things happening. I always say, look, you can make a story out of it, but there are things that are going to happen, and some go, are we ready for it? Others say, cool. Others say, awesome, but they don't think about behavior of people. When you think about behavior of people, you go, yeah, we're not ready. But there's no way to stop it. So you have to almost embrace it and you have to say, okay, this is how I prepare for it ahead of time. So this is what I would say to people listening, okay? If you know a branch of government or if you know government, I would like to talk to them about some things, okay? Because I have some things that I want to kind of share about where we're going in the future, okay? Some of this they know and some of this they kind of keep like, it's not going to happen. But in a way it is. It's this. There are things happening in the world that are putting us basically... Nah, they never respond to that. Let's just put it this way. Robotics are good until they're not. How do you hack? I can tell you many ways they can hack. And I can tell you how they're going to go in a way... Like, you're going to have problems with the robots. The fact that San Francisco has already, said, oh, we're going to do that, we're going to embrace it, means we're going to have a problem in San Francisco within probably anywhere from 3 to 4 years, okay? If you don't know anyone, then I understand. If you do know someone, then send them my way, okay? There are certain things that they're saying with Pentagon about spacecraft in the air that they want to understand. I have information on that. In essence, I'm asking for your help to get me to the people that I need to talk to because they got some information they need to hear. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, life is worth living. Live it well. Bye-bye, everyone.